The senator's time has expired. Senator Budd.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you all for being here. I think you all are doing a great job, and the proof is in the pudding. If you look at morale, you look at recruiting, you look at deterrence. Incredible performance compared to the last administration. So thank you all for your work, and in short order as well. Mr. Secretary, while I was overseas and time zones away this past weekend, I was able to watch the parade, even though it was on a size of a phone screen. But I just wanted to catch a quick glimpse at it since it was controversial from the other side. And I tell you what, I stayed up until 2 a.m. I could not turn it off because it wasn't about you, Mr. Secretary. It wasn't about our president. It was about the men and women that don't get recognized each and every day. And I could just see them grinning underneath their helmets and their battle dress uniforms, smiling from ear to ear, being recognized, whether it's on TV or by those of us in elected office that were present, or the folks that stood up to support them. So thank you for that. And again, back to the morale that we're seeing in the recruiting numbers, I think it will go even higher as a result of that. So I appreciate what you did. Mr. Secretary, I want to echo what my colleague Senator Kramer said a few moments ago about air dominance. And in previous years, Air Force officials have recommended purchasing at least 72 fighters a year, which would be reachable by maximizing F-35 and then the F-15EX production lines. And I applaud the President's decision to proceed with the F-47, but I understand that it's going to take a while before that's developed and fielded. And I'm interested in maintaining a strong level of production of other advanced fighters in the interim. So what can you tell us about the future of the F-15EX in particular while we await the arrival of the F-47? And Mr. Secretary, that'd be for you. And Mr. Chairman, you've got experience, significant experience as a fighter pilot, so if you'd care to weigh in as well.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Defending Our Republic. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We bring the truth every single week. No fluff, no fake news, just patriots speaking plainly.
To your point, Senator, I would defer the balance of my air superiority time to the chairman. But I would note that the budget does have a substantial increase on F-15EX, recognizing its capabilities and the bridging function that particular aircraft provides us. And all of this with an eye toward existing fights and future fights, but it certainly does make an investment. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Thanks for the question. And, you know, you could use the current Israeli efforts as a case study in air dominance and air superiority. And if you look at harder problems in Iran, you start to see the importance of having the mix of things like F-47, EX, and any other future capabilities that are considered. So we have to stay up on the TAC air, step, and appreciate your leadership and interest in this, sir, as we move forward.
Thank you. Switching gears a bit, Mr. Secretary, our Special Operations Forces play a crucial role in preventing and then winning armed conflict. However, the previous administration proposed cuts to soft billets in the programs. So how does the President's budget request impact the size, structure, and posture of our Special Operations Forces for 2026?
Well, sir, what you will not see is cuts to soft billets, especially recognizing not just the last 25 years, but even the op-tempo of the last 4 to 6 years, and the recognition that those are forces that are used often, mobilized often. There's a stress and strain on that. And so investments both in personnel, but also training and capabilities is front and center.
Thank you for that. Last year, I led an NDAA provision that mandates that all future annual defense planning guidance includes specifics with respect to the size, structure, posture, and priorities for SOF. So I want to make clear the importance of this directive. And the committee was due a report back on March 1st on this component of the defense planning guidance. But since that date has come and gone, I'll ask now, will you, Mr. Secretary, commit to seeing this requirement through and providing an update to this committee on its progress?
Yes, Senator, we'll get that to you.
Thank you. I want to ask briefly about munitions, General Kane. How do you see the rate of munitions usage in Ukraine, in the Middle East, particularly our ground-based interceptors and air-to-air missiles influencing this budget request and future budget requests?
Well, Senator, we're always mindful of the consumption rate. One of the great case stories of the fight in the Middle East is the advancement of use of rockets, laser rockets, to target one-way attack drones, which I know the committee helped push, and that's helping to save some of our critical air-to-air munitions. And I can circle back with you on the other matters offline, sir.
Please do. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Senator Kelly, Senator Rosen,
I just watched the Senate Armed Services Committee hearing, and folks, let me tell you, it was one of the few times in recent memory I actually saw some genuine praise being given to our brave men and women in uniform. And guess what? It wasn't about some woke nonsense or another bloated bureaucracy. It was about morale, recruiting, air dominance, and defending our homeland. Senator Budd came in strong. He started by doing something that DC forgets how to do, thanking the military leadership for doing a good job. You know, that used to be a basic thing. When our troops are doing well, when recruiting numbers are up, when morale is high, you say thank you. But these days, you say that and the media calls you divisive or too patriotic. Please. He mentioned a military parade he watched overseas, get this, on a phone screen at 2 a.m., and he couldn't look away. Why? Because it wasn't about Biden or some press stunt. It was about the troops. It was about seeing our soldiers smiling with pride, finally getting some public recognition. And honestly, that hit me. Because let's be real, for the past few years, our troops have been treated like background noise while the left obsessed over drag shows on bases and rewriting history. Meanwhile, the real heroes are out there fighting and dying for our freedom, with barely a whisper of thanks. Then we got into the meat of it. Air dominance. Now this is where you know whether a politician actually cares about our national security. Senator Budd and Senator Kramer brought up the F-35, F-15EX, and even the new F-47 program. And listen, I love that we're pushing forward with next-gen fighters, but we cannot take our foot off the gas with F-15EX production. The F-15EX is a workhorse. It bridges the gap while we wait for future systems. You want deterrence? You want to show China and Iran we mean business? You keep the skies full of American steel. And speaking of deterrence, the chairman brought up Israel as a case study. Thank you. Finally, someone's willing to say what we all know. Israel doesn't wait for the UN. It doesn't ask for permission. It defends its people, period. And that's what we should be doing too. But here's something else that matters. Special Operations Forces. The last administration, yes, under Biden, proposed cuts to soft billets. That's like saying, hey, let's win a war with fewer elite troops. What planet are these people living on? Thankfully, this hearing made it clear that this budget protects SOF, invests in training and capabilities, and finally acknowledges that these heroes have been run ragged over the last 25 years, and especially in the last 4-6 years. It's about time someone in DC remembered that freedom isn't free, and it sure as hell doesn't come easy. Now, Senator Budd also followed up on a provision he led that forces the Pentagon to actually report on soft size, posture, and mission priorities every year. No more guesswork, no more smoke and mirrors. Accountability, folks, that's how you lead. Lastly, munitions, Ukraine, the Middle East. We are burning through rockets, missiles, and interceptors like it's a video game. And guess what? That's because this administration has zero long-term planning. Luckily, Congress is now asking the right questions. Are we replenishing? Are we innovating? Are we ready for our fights, not just proxy wars? Because if you're sending billions of dollars abroad and not checking your own stockpile, you might be setting America up for disaster. So to sum it up, this was a rare win. Real talk about readiness, real praise for the troops, and actual questions about where our defense money is going. But remember, one hearing doesn't fix everything. We have to stay loud, we have to stay watchful, and we have to demand that our country stop funding every pet project on earth and start focusing on the only thing that keeps us free, a strong, proud, and lethal American military. If you agree, share this video, tag your representatives, and let them know we've had enough of weakness. It's time to stand tall again. This is Defending Our Republic. Stay brave, stay free, and God bless America.